Discipline, humility, presence, gratitude, leadership.
You want to be a victim and be a tragic figure?
I did my usual morning routine, then sat at my desk to begin the day's work, pen in one hand, my cat in the other. Today's subject was pharmacology, any doctor's worthy adversary. A few hours in, besides my lower back starting to feel sore, I noticed something. In theory, there was this group of drugs that was supposed to be the best at treating a certain disease, but practically this actually wasn't the case. It wasn't even close. And that confused me. The theoretical part wasn't wrong, it was actually true, accurate and applicable information, but still that wasn't enough to translate into practical results. Something was missing. It bothered me for some time, but as my fingers continued mashing on the keyboard for several more hours, I forgot about it. A few days later, I was watching one of Hamza's videos and having a read through the comments, and it hit me. Those drugs had the same exact issue the self-help community is actually suffering from. There's plenty of good information out there. Well, actually, it's everywhere. The secrets were not actually secrets, but despite having the correct information, lots of young men were still Jeffries. Something was missing. I really wanted to know what the missing ingredient was to complete this equation, and I'm really glad I did, because I don't think I would be who I am now. But this was not always the case. This was not always me. July 29th, 2018. I had a staring contest with myself in the mirror. I was fed up with myself. I refused to accept that I was destined to a lifetime of being bullied and being chubby and unattractive. I really wanted to feel good in my own skin. Now, obviously, I had tried to lose weight like countless times before. I tried every single diet you can try, but my mindset was always the same, chasing results, not behavior. So I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn what it takes to turn these tips and tricks into actual results, and that led me to my first video in the self-improvement niche, the OG How to Build an Aesthetic Body video. And I remember watching a couple more videos that night, and watching Hamza talk about so many of the desirable traits we young men want was my first experience of having the matrix be literally peeled away from me. He would describe these figures I'd see in movies: fit, healthy body, wealthy, attractive, well-traveled. I can go on. And if you were anything like 18-year-old me, you believed that you either were one of those people or you were not. You don't get to choose. But apparently, you could break the game. You know when you be playing FIFA and the computer kicks your ass, so you just quickly switch sides and carry on as if nothing happened? It seemed like people could do that in real life too. And just like a juicy in-game reward makes you grind all night to get it, having that hope of a better me gave me a similar drive. I started waking up early, learning more about home workouts and exercising at home. I'd get my backpack and fill it with like old bottles of water and like cartons of milk, stick a broomstick through and just do all sorts of exercises with them. I also learned about boxing. The whole YouTube boxing thing started at the time. Seeing someone fat all his life look good, that was inspiring, man. And like, these people were not like supermodels, they're just normal people, and the idea of it being possible alone was my biggest mindset shift. For the first time in my life, I had a sense of purpose. Not because of an outside source, an exam or a deadline, but from within. And 10 months later, I had a body I was proud of. I got all A's that semester, learned how to edit videos and photos, and earned my first check. And soon enough, I looked in the mirror one day and I just saw someone who I was proud of. Someone better. And that someone was good enough to attract the girl I wanted at the time. Things were finally looking good for me. I was no longer that guy that was ashamed of himself. I could see myself switching sides. But then my mother passed away due to rapidly spreading cancer. It may seem corny or whatever, but she was my everything. The closest person to me, my favorite human, and her loss was nothing like anything I've ever faced before. It really messed me up. I don't know, but life just became pale to me, blurry even, days merging together into a meaningless lump of time. And to add insult to injury, a breakup soon followed. Maybe because of what I was going through, or maybe not. I was too disconnected from reality to care. Time would pass, spent mostly distracting myself with instant gratification. Games, food, sleep. I never resolved my problems in a healthy way, and I paid the price. My grades, relationships, friendships, hobbies, ambitions, they just all suffered. I was no longer happy with who I saw in the mirror. I was disappointed. I sought professional help, only to be later diagnosed with severe clinical depression. So much for that. I later reached a point where I was genuinely indifferent about life. Every time I drive a car, I'd tell myself if I just crash and die right now, it would be okay. I lived long enough anyway. I'd only care about the response of the people close to me. Was this the example I wanted to set for my younger sisters? Was this how I wanted to be remembered? It was dragging on for too long, and I really had to make a choice to end it all and spare myself of this suffering, or to try again. And you can tell because I'm still here, I tried again. I got back to YouTube seeking guidance, looking for help. This time I was greeted with a Jordan Peterson video. And I don't know, man, maybe it was his passion, the way he articulates himself, or the way he resembled a father figure that I really needed. But he just gave me hope. And so I tried again. And again and again. I wasn't making progress, but I wouldn't give up. Not this time. And through one of his videos, I heard him say,
Sit on your bed one day and ask yourself, what remarkably stupid things am I doing on a regular basis to absolutely screw up my life? And if you actually ask that question, but you have to want to know the answer, right? Because that's actually what asking the question means. It doesn't mean just mouthing the words. It means you have to decide that you want to know. You'll figure that's out so fast it'll make your hair curl.
And that hit me like a truck. This was the closest I had to an answer. Of course, it's so obvious. You can't build a castle on the foundation of a gas station. You need to get rid of the old foundation first. It's not new information, but I never knew it was that important. I would try to wake up early and be productive in the mornings, but still wouldn't stop hanging out with my friends at night playing League. I tried having a better, stronger mindset, but I'd still hang around people who were negative and pessimistic. I worked out, but still would stay up late whenever I wanted to. I thought if I just wanted a better me, then I'd sprinkle those good habits on top, and with enough time, then I'd become better. But no, I had to wipe the plate clean. I had to stop using my phone first thing in the morning, uninstall League, spend less time with negative people, delete social media, etc. And suddenly, everything wasn't just getting better, it was getting easier too. And with a little time, now I'm in my best body. I feel like I'm the best doctor I ever was. I started posting helpful content and gained 12,000 followers in like 2 months. I became a professional video editor, and I'm actually with someone who meets my every standard. I never thought any of this was possible. Not for me, not for that guy. I love the story of the 4-minute mile. The fact that it was thought to be impossible to run a mile in less than 4 minutes, because no one has ever done it before. But out of nowhere, someone actually does it. And amazingly, a large number of people broke the 4-minute mile in the same year, achieving what was widely accepted as impossible only because they changed what they believe. That's why I strongly believe in the power of inspiration, of changing beliefs, of introducing new possibilities. If a depressed, fat, excessively ugly guy could do it, if the loss of a mother and the agony of a heartbreak were not enough to stop him, and if the loneliness feeding on his insides was not enough to take him down, then what the hell claims that it can stop you? Nothing has that type of power, my friend, unless you let it.